Hey everybody, Kimberly here, and I'm excited to share with you Tales to Amaze. This is the Unmatched Adventures system that takes unmatched characters and places them heroes versus villains as opposed to the traditional dueling system that Unmatched offers players. So you get those fantastic characters from all the previous Unmatched. You also get 4 brand new characters in this box, and they will play against either Mothman or the Martian Invader. This video was brought to you by Noble Knight Games. More about them later. So, more of what you love with Unmatched comes in Unmatched Adventures Tales to Amaze, and then some. I will tell you right now, this is the way I want to play Unmatched from here on out. You get to play 1 to 4 players, so this could be a solo, or it could all the way be up to 4 players, you and 3 of your friends working together, as opposed to 1 versus 1 in that traditional dueling format, and you are fighting against 2 really awesome foes. So I want to show you everything that's in this box. The cool decks, the cards, the characters, the minions, the fighters, the villains. There's so much cool stuff here in this box that you get with Tales to Amaze. So let's take a look at this. First off, I have got Point Pleasant. There are 2 sides to this board. You've got this side, which is the Mothman side. And check out his figure. It is massive. I am going to give you some close-ups here, so wow. I mean, massive figure. He is definitely a presence. This is one of your villains. And he starts off here in the center, and you are going to have a number of minions that are equal to the number of players in the game. So just for an example, I've got 2 players set up here. One player is playing Annie Christmas. She's over here on this side. Let me show you her cool figure. Yep, everybody has these little minis, and they are nice and washed, so they look super cool. And she is playing with her sidekick, Charlie. And so Charlie's got his disc right here, and he's going to go in the same zone as Annie Christmas. Then I have Golden Bat. He is down here at the bottom, looking pretty cool, I might say. Again, with that nice wash on the minis. And he starts in the number 2 space, which is player 2. Again, you can play all the way up to 4 characters, but because there are 2 players, I'm going to have 2 minions and Mothman as the villain. So I've got Skunk Ape. And here's Skunk Ape's little hex, his little disc. And then he starts here. And then I've also got Ant Queen, and she's starting over here by the bridge. So then here's Ant Queen. Yes. Looking really cool. So I'm going to put her over here. The cool thing about this is when your minions begin the game, they all start with 10. So you're going to put their marker on 10. And that is essentially where their dial begins. And when they are KO'd, you're going to flip them over, defeated. So you've got those. Each of those minions has their own deck of 6 cards. 1 card in here is the Deception card. And you're going to get that with every single minion and villain. And the Deception card essentially leaves them vulnerable for attacks and for defense, because they're going to shuffle this card back into their deck along with everything else. So you've got to keep that in mind, and that is part of the strategy in this game. You shuffle up their decks, shuffle up their deck. You know, Ant Queen's got her own deck, and then you've got Mothman's deck, which has a little bit more than 6. But you're going to have the same thing here with that Deception card. You're going to shuffle up their cards, and you're going to do that for all the characters. I mean, the designs are just, dynamite, amazing. I mean, look at Annie Christmas and Charlie's cards. They look so cool. You're going to get that same amazing, unique special ability that you've got with any other Unmatched system. They've got their move, they've got their hit strength, they've got their fighter, which is either adjacent, melee, ranged in the same zone. And they also have a special ability. And you're going to get that, again, same thing with Golden Bat. Here, melee, massive stat health, really good mobility, and if they're already maneuvered before the turn, if you haven't taken that maneuver action, you can get a plus to the Golden Bat. And look at this. I mean, like, again, that design is just so cool. I will show you a couple of the other characters here in a minute, but that's it. You're going to set your dials to your full strength. And you've got Charlie, you've got Annie Christmas, Golden Bat, and we're all done, 10 and 10. And then you're going to set the villain to hit points of 10 for every character in the game. So we've got 2, We got 2 players, we set it to 20. If there are 4, you're going to set that to 40. Super easy. Now on the Mothman side, he wants to destroy these bridges, but these bridges are really good for players because they are going to offer them opportunities to do really, really cool stuff. Moving fighters, in this case, then you put that Doom token. Doom tokens are bad. Suspension bridges, you get to reveal cards and then discard enemy cards. Here at the drawbridge, you could draw up until you have 4 cards. I always find that cards are just so hard to come by when I play in my games, and maybe I just play too aggressively. But the discard down to 7 at the end of the turn, oh, this one also is health, never seems to apply to my games. We just are always, excuse me, playing through our cards. But Mothman and all of the minions are going to accelerate the threat. They are going to threaten, and they're going to do that by using these Doom tokens. And the cool thing about this game is it is built to be played on either side of the board, and if you flip over the discs, you're going to see that there's green on this side. And that means this is the alien side, this is the Mothman side, but they're all threat tokens that tell you where the threat is, where the doom is. Sorry, doom tokens, that's our threat. But when this reaches destroy bridge, you're going to take the lowest numbered bridge, you're going to destroy it, and you're going to do some really awful things. When Mothman destroys all 4 bridges on the board, game is over and the heroes lose. But the heroes want to defeat Mothman, taking him down from his set number per character down to 0. That's it. That's the game. Now I want to show you the other side right now because it is really, really cool, and you're going to have a different foe. So I've got all these guys, taking it off, and I'm just simply going to flip this board. So I'm going to take this guy, Kronk, flip it over, and there we go. We're going to have, yes, perfect, I think, I hope. So this is Martian Invader. So the hard thing about Martian Invader, let me get his little figure here, is that he is going to be out on the board. He starts here. He's got this massive figure. This is a lot of table presence with all these little minis. And there are going to be these fields that are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And these discs are now going to be those aliens that show up in fields. And so now we're in McMinnville, Oregon, and there are also going to be these tiles that show up helping out the Martian Invader. Now they start face down, and much like the bridges, once you advance the threat token marker, you're going to flip over the first one, then you're going to do it again and again and again. If you flip the 4th one, they win, but they also make them much, much harder. So you've got these Martian cards here, and these Martian cards are going to trigger based on the symbols that are shown. As you can see here, if there's a green, which is every card except for, yes, the deception card, that is going to trigger. So these Martian cards, I'm going to show you here in a sec because I've got the green screen up. I got to get my pink screen out, so give me just a second. Okay, so now that I've got that up, let me show you this. Really, really stunning. Again, with the coolness is there. I love it. Martian Invader, and if you flip it over, there you're going to see the symbol. You're going to see during combat, it's going to be about occupied fields with those alien symbols. I mean, just the coolest thing ever. And again, this is what it looks like underneath the other screen. So you're going to see those little eyes. Ah, so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it. Fantastic cards. Let me show you some of the others. You've got Tarantula is another minion that you can play with, and there are 6 of them. So when you play, depending on the amount of players, you're going to be playing with any combination of these guys, these minions. And the Blob and the Tarantula have 2 very unique tokens that they use where are you? My little webs. I've got web tokens, and I've also got, there you are. So I've got a Blob. Take a damage. This is acid that the Blob is leaving behind in spaces. And then you also have webs that the Tarantula is spinning and leaving in its wake as well. Then there's the Loveland Frog. Look at that guy. I mean, very terrifying as a minion. And then lastly, the Jersey Devil. And I thought the Jersey Devil was really hard. I fear the Jersey Devil. I thought it was so hard for us to kill the Jersey Devil in one of our games, and you don't have to kill the minions. So that's another thing too, is you're simply trying to defeat the villain. And the villain is either Mothman or Martian Invader, but those minions can really start overwhelming you and your party, especially if you have two heroes that don't necessarily have sidekicks. Now, there are two other characters in the game. The one is Nikola Tesla. This is Nikola Tesla's card for their super cool ability. And they get these coils, you'll see here, and they can charge the coils and do really, really cool stuff. So Nikola Tesla ranged and has some fantastic abilities. Here is the back, the artwork of Nikola Tesla. I mean, just really, really cool. And then the other character that you're getting is Dr. Jill Trent, and she has her sidekick Daisy. So these are her cool dials for health and for Daisy. I mean, just stunning stuff. I love it. I think she's fantastic. And then this is her art right here. So just super cool. So these are the characters. You've got 4 of them to pick from, and they all fight very, very uniquely. And there are 6 of the minions, and there are 2 of the villains. And the system is just super, super cool. So let me show you. I know I've got cards everywhere. Oh, and by the way, Dr. Jill Trent comes with a super cool tool. Just like you have Nikola Tesla with the special ability of the coils, she's got a Hypno Ray Blaster, or she's got the Ultra Bionic Tonic. So very cool, along with Daisy. I mean, again, just super, super cool. And then here's the Martian Invader's dial. So it looks like a little spaceship. I mean, just great design. Player turns couldn't be easier, again, especially if you're familiar with Unmatched. It is exactly the same as before. You are simply going to take 2 actions, and you can choose 2 different ones or the same. And it is Maneuver, which always gives you a card, and you are going to move your fighters. And of course you can discard cards in your hand or 1 card to do a boost. And that boost is simply the number that's right there in that boost space. You could play a scheme card, which just super, super valuable. Let's say I play Golden Bat, Alpine Fortress. Choose a card in your discard pile and shuffle it into your deck, then draw 2 cards and move the Golden Bat 4 spaces. That's insane. That's like 3 actions in 1. So scheme cards could be insanely powerful, as we all know. And then the last thing is play an attack card or a versatile attack card. And those look like these guys right here. So they could be used as defense or attack, and this one is an attack card. And of course, if you have a name on it, like Annie Christmas, Charlie, or Annie, you have to make sure you match it to the character that's using it. But you just play a card and you just do the attack, much like you do a defense if the baddies attack you. So the turns, again, are so easy, and they are exactly what they are in the base game of Unmatched. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is the initiative, essentially who goes when during the game, because there are now more than just 2 players. There are many players in the game, 1 to 4, plus the baddies have to act. So how they did it was they have these initiative cards, and initiative cards have who acts. Oh, look, it's Ant Queen. Ant Queen is going to take a turn right now, and she's going to move 3, and then she's going to fight. And if she can't, she's going to raise the threat level. And so the baddies really work in a very specific, clear way, and all you simply do is flip over their card. Ant Queen, look at that. Savage Swarm. During combat, the value of this card is equal to the threat level instead of a 1/1, which still could be 1, but it could be 2, 3, 4, and if you're on the other side, it could be 5. I mean, it could be massive. So Ant Queen has some super cool cards in there. But of course, before those cards are revealed, players get to defend. And they can play, look at this, Golden Bat, 5 defense. We know that's a defense card. It's blue, it's got the shield. He laughs at your feebleness. And if you want to play, it is the simultaneous put your card face down and then flip them over at the same time. So it works in the same way. You're just not fighting each other. You are fighting the villain as the hero team. But you are still playing an individual character. So these initiative cards have the characters that are in the game. So there's Mothman. Mothman takes a turn, and you're simply going to line them up after they take their turn, and you're going to keep a line of them. And at the end of the round, what you're going to do is you're simply going to run through the end of round, and you're going to do what it says. And there are other things that happen at the end of the round that all the baddies do in addition to their turn, which is dealing damage, which is advancing the threat marker, which is adding doom tokens. And then you simply take all the cards, you're going to shuffle them back up again and start the new round. So you don't know who is going to start each round. You don't know who's going to act first. And you are simply, again, working together to defeat whoever you are fighting on whichever side you're fighting on. This game has so much replayability, so much potential, so many combinations simply with the material they gave you in just Tales to Amaze. But like I said before, you can add different characters. You can play with anybody, not just Golden Bat, Annie Christmas, Nikola Tesla, and Dr. Jill Trent. You can bring in those characters from before and then fight against these villains. The Mothman is a little easier to play on. Definitely recommend starting there first and then flipping over to Martian Invader. Martian Invader is super challenging, but I love those really, really close wins and close loses. I think that's just really fun. It makes it really intense. It makes it a real nail biter. The game is fun. It is just so much better working together, heroes versus villains. So cannot say enough good things about Unmatched Adventures, Tales to Amaze. Blew me away. Again, it's kind of the only way I want to play Unmatched at this point. All right, everybody, I hope you can get your hands on a copy soon, and I'll see you later. Bye! Noble Knight Games has been serving the needs of thousands of gamers worldwide for over 25 years. They specialize in both new and out-of-print RPGs, board games, war games, collectible card games, miniatures, and all things game-related. I've had a great experience selling games to Noble Knight over the past year with clean and easy pricing along with store credit or cash offered for both used and new games. They are my one-stop shop for all things gaming. Make Noble Knight Games your friendly local game store. Satisfaction guaranteed.